On a quiet, rainy morning in Oak Ridge, a sleepy town surrounded by pine woods and silence, a distressed woman stumbled into the police station. Her name was Margaret Lang, a retired midwife, her hands trembling as she clutched a worn-out envelope. "There's a baby buried in the past, and I think someone is trying to keep it there," she whispered. Detective Riley Moore, known for his patience and persistence, took the case without hesitation. Margaret had been receiving anonymous letters, each stamped with a red fingerprint and a single line of chilling text. "You helped deliver the lie." As Riley listened, Margaret confessed something that had haunted her for decades. In 1996, during a winter storm, she had been called to assist a home birth on the outskirts of town. The family was wealthy, secretive, and desperate to avoid the hospital. A girl was born, silent. Margaret tried everything to revive the baby, but the parents had already turned cold, emotionless. Then something odd happened. As Margaret prepared the death report, the baby cried, a faint gasp of life. She swore she heard it, but the father, Charles Whitmore, ordered her to remain silent. "There was no baby," he said, "and there never will be." They paid her, handsomely. She moved on, or at least she tried to. Now, 29 years later, Charles Whitmore was dead, stabbed in his estate. No forced entry, no signs of a struggle, just one thing left behind: a faded birth certificate with Margaret's signature and a red fingerprint. Detective Moore started digging. The Whitmores had only one known heir, Catherine Whitmore, adopted from abroad a year after the incident. She had inherited the estate, but Catherine wasn't in town. She had vanished 2 days before the murder. Her last message was to her housekeeper: "I found something in Father's study. If I disappear, don't believe the stories." Moore returned to the estate and discovered the study door had been smashed open from the inside. Hidden behind a false wall, he found a locked chest. Inside were photographs, dozens. One stood out, a picture of a newborn baby with 2 tags: Baby A, deceased, and Baby B, alive, twin girls, and Margaret had only seen one. The detective realized this wasn't just a murder. It was a cover-up unraveling after nearly 3 decades. He questioned the doctor who assisted Whitmore at the time, now old and ill. The man confessed. One was stillborn. The other, the stronger one, Charles didn't want her, said something about legacy and bloodlines. He was convinced Catherine was not the adopted child. She was Baby A, the one declared dead, but hidden away and raised in secret. But where was Baby B? Clues led Moore to a remote mountain cabin registered under a fake name, Anna Rowan. Surveillance revealed a young woman, identical to Catherine Whitmore, living alone. She had no digital footprint, no history, no family. Moore confronted her. She denied everything until he showed her the photo. Tears fell. Her real name was Claire. She had been raised by a nurse paid to keep her hidden. Only recently, she'd discovered the truth. Her father, Charles Whitmore, had kept her away, fearing she'd expose the scandal. She had begun sending letters to Margaret and Catherine, trying to bring everything to light. "I never meant to kill him," she said quietly, "but I wanted him to confess." Moore asked the hard question, "Did you stab him?" "No," she said. "When I got to him, he was already dying. Someone else had gotten there first." The final twist came from an unlikely source, Charles's lawyer. When Moore reviewed the updated will, he noticed something odd. Days before his death, Charles changed the beneficiary from Catherine to Claire. But only one person knew about the will before it was officially filed: Eleanor, Catherine's godmother and longtime Whitmore estate manager. Eleanor had motive, access, and everything to lose. Moore confronted her. "You think I did this for money?" she scoffed. Charles was going to give everything to her. A girl he abandoned. "After all I sacrificed for this family." Eleanor confessed. She had followed Claire to the estate and overheard her confrontation with Charles. When Claire left, Eleanor stayed and did what she thought had to be done. "I didn't kill him for myself," she said coldly. "I did it to protect the legacy." With Eleanor in custody, Moore arranged a quiet meeting between Catherine and Claire. The sisters, both victims of their father's dark legacy. Embraced under the shadow of the same house that nearly destroyed them, Margaret Lang watched from a distance, tears in her eyes. "It's finally over," she whispered. But as Moore left the estate that evening, he found one last envelope taped to his windshield. Not every lie was buried. Some are still breathing. The case was closed, but Oak Ridge had more secrets to unearth.